Hi, everybody who is watching. Today is episode 5, and I have a special guest, Maki, who is my dear friend from Czech Republic. We actually met in New York. We both were there as an au pair, so story for another day. Today, we will be talking about Africa. So, Maki, I will leave a word to you. If you can make short introduction, like why you decide to go to Africa.
Hello, Lucie. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to speak with you. Africa, that's a very long story actually, but let's keep it short. I've been planning to go there for years because I just fell in love with Africa. Ghana is a very safe country and very interesting country with rich culture, and it's got everything I want. It's situated by the ocean. Actually, for those who don't know, situated in West Africa by the ocean, next to Benin and I believe, is it Ivory Coast? And it's sunny, basically, it's located on the equator, so it's very sunny. And the food over there, because I was watching a lot of videos about it, so I found out the cuisine must be so delicious, so healthy as well. And so I couldn't wait to go. I just had to save enough money to make my move for a few months. And I know that now a lot of people know that I would love to move in Ghana and live there.
Temporary? No, permanently.
Temporarily at first, perhaps for like a year, and if everything goes well, then I might just stay and settle in.
Yeah. Got it. Wow. So it's actually a love story.
Yes. Yeah, you can say that. It's a love story. I fell in love with Ghana, yeah.
Why would we visit Ghana? I don't know much about Ghana, to be honest. So.
Okay, why would you go to Ghana? Well, not many people know that, because from local media, you can basically get the impression that Africa is a very poor continent. There is not electricity, there is no comfort like in the Czech Republic. They don't have running water mostly, and diseases and this and that. And it's actually not all, but a lot of people will tell you it's fake. Like, they have these problems, they do, but it's not all about the poverty and diseases and problems. Africa is actually a place where if you go there, you feel like a completely different person. Like, you feel the energy, you feel happier. It might be the sun, it might be because it's a land of ancestors of all humans, more or less, or just that's the way I see it. So you're connected to the mother nature more in Ghana and in Africa in general. That's how, I see it. And that's how I felt in Africa. I just loved it. And basically also, when you go there, people treat you differently. One thing is they see you as Obroni, which is a foreigner. So they are very nice to you. They're very polite. They are very helpful. And so now I'm actually talking about people in Ghana. All these qualities is one of the reasons why I love the continent or the country so much, because of the people as well. They are so warm-hearted. They are so kind. Like I said, it's a very safe country. If anyone wanted to hurt you in the daylight and you were in the center of people, then 10, maybe 20 people would just hop in to save you, They would not let anyone to hurt you. So basically that's the way they are.
And when did you go first time? When did you arrive?
So I got there, it was at the end of October, no, 10th of October last year, and I got back home on the 10th of December. So it was exactly 2 months.
And you are planning to go again?
And I'm planning to move in. At the end of September this year.
And it was originally your idea to go to Ghana, or it was from your colleague's side?
He suggested,
50-50.
Yeah, more or less. He got me the idea, but it was me who was like eager to go, and I made that decision. Yeah.
How long it took you, like preparation from the decision to be on the airport and
Before traveling to Ghana, I went to New Zealand, and because of COVID, I was kind of forced to stay a year and a half instead of a year. But I was all the time, even though New Zealand is a beautiful place, I've been longing to go to Ghana, and I've been saving up, and I save up enough to buy the ticket, which cost approximately less than $1,000, maybe 800 return tickets. And then I had to get shot flu against yellow fever. That's compulsory. You will not be allowed to enter the country without this proof or certification.
That's only one, or you need more vaccination?
Just one.
Just this one?
Just one. I believe they also recommend being immunized against hepatitis A, which I am. That's it. That's just a recommendation, but otherwise you should be fine. And I was also planning to bring at least some drugs for diarrhea, because you never know, like you're in a different place, and obviously the foods might upset your stomach. They like spicy food, and I'm not really into it that much, but I was willing to try. So I was a little bit scared of diarrhea, but even though I was basically eating local food all the time, and I didn't have real problem. Like, yeah, it was just a little problem, but it wasn't anything to keep talking about for hours. It was fine.
That's good. What is typical meal there? How it looks like? What they are eating?
Okay, so the meals, there is something they call fufu, and it's not just in Ghana, but we are in Ghana, so let's focus in Ghana. Fufu is a big dough made of, or let's say a dumpling made of kind of an unripe plantain, and plantain is a huge banana, but it's not actually banana, it's plantain, and cassava. Cassava looks like potato, but it's much bigger, and it's got harder skin. And yeah, so they boil it, and then they have like a very large pole, and they pound it, right? And it takes quite a lot of effort. They mix it together, the small bits, they have to remove it. They always, like, there is a little bucket with water, they use the water, they kind of flip it over, and then there's one doing the flipping, and there's another one who is like mashing it, right? So mashing it.
Bedu, wait, Bedu, Jim man. It's no man found some. I'm better here. Man, would you found some to Jaiman? You see, if you are pounding it this way, you are going to finish tomorrow.
So what am I supposed to do?
So pound it with strength.
And
how long it takes
to make it?
Yeah, sounds exhausting. Like a
yeah,
really
it is
half-day
exhausting.
recipe.
It's like 15, maybe 20 minutes. And for the soup, they have several different soups. They have light soup, they have palm soup, they have contomle soup, they have other soups. It's basically similar to, I would just call it, yeah, the definition might not be accurate, but let's give you the idea of goulash. Czech goulash. It's like some boiled meat with lots of spices and different kind of meats, from goat meat to beef to sometimes pork and fish, obviously. And they, yeah, boil it in thick pots. And the spices, oh my goodness, they are not afraid of garlic, they are not afraid of ginger, of course the pepper, the spicy pepper, and that's how they make it.
It's time for a movie! You should watch this.
We are talking about Africa, and that's why I need to mention movie Blended from 2014 with Drew Barrymore and Adam Sandler. She's playing Lauren, he's playing Jim. They are both single parents who will go on a blind date, which isn't going really well, and they don't like each other so much.
But there's a twist because Lauren's friend is dating Jim's boss and they are supposed to go to vacation to Africa together, but it didn't work out. So Lauren's his opportunity, Jim's his opportunity. And when they will arrive to hotel in Africa, they will meet again and they will find out they are on this awesome vacation in the awesome location together. Total disaster, super funny. It's a comedy, it's romantic, it's a family movie. Watch it. It has beautiful shots of Africa. I highly recommend it. I recently watched it again and I had so much fun because they are blended. You will understand when you watch it. Trailer somewhere here, and let's continue in the interview with Maki.
And that was very tasty meal. I really loved it. And there is a special way to eat it. Like Africans and Ghanaians, of course, they use hands for eating. Now they use right hand to be specific because the left hand is for something else. Now I'm mentioning something from the tradition and custom. You cannot use left because left is for like poking your nose and doing that thing on the toilet. So they will always remember that if you go to Africa, use your right hand and just, for everything, for greeting, for waving, for shaking hands. And then, they just like wash their hands. And even though the light soup is basically like water, you have to mix it together and eat it like this with your bare hands. It's a great experience. Wow. And they say it's much more healthier, to be honest.
Uh-huh. I'm just thinking about all left-oriented people.
Oh, yes.
Must be difficult.
People will be like they will be like frowning at you, like, what the hell are you doing? But if you explain I'm left-handed, you could get away with it if you're a foreigner. Some local people too, but mostly you have to just try both ways. Yes. Because the left-handed, they just have to do it the way other people do it, just use the left hand for these things and right hand for the more important things.
I think I would be forgetting all the time, like, which hand?
To be honest, I got scolded by my guide for like one day. We were traveling and I was giving the change to a taxi driver and I used my left. And he was like, what are you doing? You're using your left. You have offended that person. And I'm like, oh, sorry. I didn't know. That's my first week. Like I knew, but I forgot. And from then on, even in the Czech Republic, when I used left hand for like waving, I'm like, oh, what have I done? But wait a minute, I'm in the Czech Republic. It's okay.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. But I remember, yes. But okay.
Yeah, I believe after such an experience, I would remember too.
Yes. They can be pretty rough sometimes, and they take it seriously.
If you enjoyed this episode, give it a like, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you will be notified about the future episodes. And most important thing, don't forget to share with your friends and always remember, the best way to travel abroad is to live with the locals.
I was so lucky because basically I mentioned my colleague and I've been volunteering for a while before I made my move or before I started traveling. And because of him, I was picked up at the airport by two Ghanaians. When I got there at the airport, it was completely hot and I loved it. There were so many African people. It was humid and it was noisy and it was at night. But this guy was able to take me around and take me to his place. And then from then on, basically another very, very important thing was to go to local Czech embassy, just like to let them know that a volunteer of Humanitas Africa made it to the country and I was going to start traveling. So it was another like security for my own security, like to be safe, but it wasn't necessary. It wasn't. After that, I was traveling around Accra most of the time, and there is so many places I visited in 1 week. The guy, he knew the place. He was well known. He was well traveled. So he took me to Jamestown with a very nice lighthouse. He took me to Aburi Gardens, which is a huge place with so many different flora, trees, little bushes, flowers, which is not that common in Accra, especially because it's not that green. So if you really want to find peace, you go to Abury Gardens. So beautiful. We also went to first Ghanaian cocoa farm. Okay, the original cocoa farm founded by Tetekwashi, and I could taste the real cocoa, when it was still fresh off the tree. It was actually quite soury, but very tasty, and I loved it. And they showed us the process, how they make the cocoa powder. And I've also gone to the hospital, and I've also gone to the zoo, local zoo, and I could see a few animals actually, because it wasn't as big as I expected. But they let you, like a huge snake, a python, and you can put it around your head, on your neck, And they have lions, but it's not like in the Czech Republic when you can see it behind the glass or the bars. I was behind a fence right next to the animal.
Wow.
And it was so funny because when he saw me and the guide, who was also a woman, he was fine. But when he saw my guide, he tried to protect his territory, and he just jumped at him. It was interesting. He scared him a lot. But yeah, so that's what we did in Accra. We also went to a couple of beaches, and the beaches are also beautiful, but you need to know where to go. Some beaches, those which are paid, and there is something I have to mention too. If you're a tourist, you pay 100 or 500 more, than the other person. Let's say my friend would pay 5 Ghana cedis, and I would pay 20. Yeah.
Unfair.
A bit unfair, but it's fair in a way,
Yeah,
because otherwise
got it.
local people wouldn't be able to afford, and they just need money from tourists, from tourism.
It's kind of
But-
similar here. I'm not sure if it's for everything, but we just check one aqua park. The price for locals is I don't know, 100 liras, 200 liras, and for people from abroad, 500.
Yeah, see,
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's common
this
concept.
is the way it is. Yeah, it's common concept. It is. So those that you had to pay for, they were cleaner, much cleaner. Otherwise, yeah, there's some plastic everywhere basically.
Mhm.
Yeah, but it was all good. Even though I had to pay for it, I still enjoy myself. The ocean is really wavy, there's so many waves, and it's powerful. A lot of people don't go swimming on Tuesday because they believe there's some kind of a spiritual thing. They believe there is some god who get angry and they will take you away. So you either drown
Tuesday.
or you will be swallowed by the ocean basically. Yeah.
Okay.
So I didn't really swim on Tuesdays, but I could because I'm a foreigner, so nobody cared.
Okay.
Well, that was basically my first week, what I did. And then the following week, I started my traveling around the bottom of the country.
If you want to hear more about Maki's experience of traveling through Ghana, watch this episode next and subscribe for more interviews like this one.